Welcome back to the Everything Goes Podcast with your host, TAK. A weekly podcast with the latest sports news, the hottest of the hot takes, and the best predictions you can get. Now, Chris, Ace, take it away.
What is up, everybody? The Everything Goes Podcast, TAK, episode 199, one away from 200. Ace has an amazing shirt on today and just is looking like he's living life. A lot has happened in the past week and a half. The Rock is back in SmackDown and Raw, might be wrestling at WrestleMania. We have new coaches. Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick didn't get hired. Rex Ryan interviewing for Dallas. Saints have a new offensive coordinator. Like, there is just so much. But the biggest thing is Super Bowl weekend. Is Travis Kelce going to propose to Taylor Swift in the middle of the field if they win the game? Is that going to happen? I don't care. I don't know.
I'd love to see it.
Are the Vikes trading up for a QB? We have a lot to discuss about Kirk Cousins and what needs to happen soon as that approaches. Where is Saquon going to land? We got 8 teams to talk about. And how about Jose Altuve getting a big extension at the age of 33? Good for him, that little cheater of him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You see that female viewership is up freaking 53% since Taylor Swift has become a part of the whole.
Do you know that
makes sense.
Do you know that she has helped their merchandise like skyrocket through the roof? I mean, they made millions this year off of it. I have seen people buy cheap shirts just because they like Taylor Swift.
Well, that girl that made her jacket is now making jackets for everybody.
Well,
she's licensed by the NFL now.
That's the fullback's wife. She was making the jackets for all the celebrities, and they wouldn't give her credit. So he would like be up all night in Twitter, be like, "That's my wife's designs. That's my wife. She killed that. She killed that." And now the NFL is like, "Hey, we're gonna partner with you, and you can start making stuff like that."
Yeah, this is Kyle, the fullback for the.
I don't know how to pronounce the last
Kyle
name right now.
Juszczyk.
Yes,
this is good for future wives down the road because husbands won't have to explain football since they're watching it now. Girls ages 12 to 14 or 12 to 17, it's up 34%. Women over 35, it's up 24%. I mean,
yeah, but are they watching the game or are they just sitting there like zoned out when Taylor pops up?
They're waiting for Swifty to come on, you know?
Yeah, how do they know how many are in a room? I still want to know that. Like, how do you know that you can quantify just based off like
they're watching us.
Ace, don't you see those birds in the sky? They're not real birds, man.
No, that
don't
shirt,
even get me started.
That shirt represents our Democratic and Republican parties in Washington right now. They're a bunch of fucking. It should actually be a jackass on that shirt.
We are one episode away from 200. I'm happy to be back. We had last week off. I was on my honeymoon. I got married. If you haven't been listening, it was awesome. My dad was there. It was a great time. He cried. We won some money.
No, I didn't.
No, it was amazing.
If I would have cried, I would have cried tears for Lakin. No, I tell you what, it was an amazing time.
Listen, I have had
it was an amazing time.
I've had so many people, and I don't know if this is like a normal thing or not, that like come up to me like, "Hey, like we have never had that much fun at a wedding. Like we have never experienced so much love like that at a wedding. Beautiful place."
I have one complaint.
Good.
What was the complaint?
You guys did not cater to your older crowd. I mean, you had a fucking rave going on for like 5 hours straight.
Yeah.
You didn't have any slow songs for the old people. I wanted to dance with my wife, and I couldn't because all I saw was slow songs.
You missed it. As soon as you left, they played Tennessee Whiskey, and everyone pulled their wives out. We did a nice slow dance.
That's my only complaint. That's my only complaint. Because there was a lot of older people. There was a lot of older people there that were just waiting to dance, and we couldn't get that opportunity.
You could have been like them. They sat on the outside, and they were dancing with the glow sticks.
That was a mosh pit, man. That was a mosh pit.
It was.
I didn't want to fall in the water, and the alligators would have been in there.
Ace, we get down there early because the guys had to be there early, and we thought we were supposed to be ready by 11. Then it was 2 o'clock, and then it was 3 o'clock. No one knew. We get down there, and my dad is just walking the perimeter looking for a gator, taking a selfie with the gator signs. It was awesome. I got pulled into the circle, and I just kind of like start twerking a little bit. No, man, it was an amazing time. Went to the DR for my honeymoon. That was awesome. It was a good time.
The thing that was really amazing was you could see the emotion in both your faces. But when you saw Lakin for the first time, and when Lakin came down walking down the aisle, you can see the love in both of your eyes.
Yeah,
it was an amazing time. And the venue I would love to get divorced to just go marry mom again there because that venue was beautiful.
I
It really
remember
was.
y'all kept saying, where are y'all getting married? It's out in it's like, why is it all the way? I said, wait till you get there. Wait till you get there. It was
Yep.
just, it was gorgeous. It was great.
Ace, you walked into this area where there was those benches and stuff lined up, and you couldn't see in there because they had like trees and bamboo and everything and palm trees. You walk in there, it opens up to this huge tree that's like 200 years old. It just was in the middle,
shit.
and they got married underneath. It was just it was beautiful. I'm about
That's
to
great.
cry.
There
Almost
it is.
got him.
There,
Got him live.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah.
Oh man, where do we even start here? Let's start with this one here. Let's just
Talk
go
about
into
Super Bowl
let's-
being expensive.
Well, let's go into this real quick. Dallas lost Dan Quinn. He's off to the
Mhm.
Commanders. You lost one of your assistants to the Commanders too. I think that followed Dan Quinn.
Yeah, Joe Witt Jr. He's
yes,
gone.
yes,
Didn't-
yeah.
And
That's who I
we
saw.
blocked the other two from going.
Where are you
Oh,
at?
Al
Who
Harris.
who is your ideal? Because they have Zimmer and they have who's the other guy
I don't
that
want
they?
Zimmer.
I know, but who's the other guy they interviewed for your defense
Hmm.
coordinator? Ron Rivera.
Ron Rivera. Don't
Vegas
want
is
him.
saying that it is one of those two, which I'm shocked. What I am
Hmm.
shocked about
Rex Ryan.
before I ask you about Rex Ryan, who your ideal is, why is no one interviewing Mike Vrabel?
He doesn't want to be
Yeah.
a DC. He
Who
doesn't wanna
knows?
be a DC.
Who said that though?
Who-
All the
Yeah.
head coaching jobs are taken. Why not be DC with Dallas, who has a great D, and
Dude,
go
if
run
I'm
the
the
show there?
Cowboys-
Because he puts pressure. He puts pressure on Mike McCarthy. If Mike McCarthy doesn't win the playoffs again, Mike Vrabel's like, put me in, coach. I'll step up. I'll take the head coaching job.
If I'm Dallas, I'm calling Wink Martindale, the guy that was with Baltimore that had amazing defenses there. He's headed to Michigan for an interview. I would be on the phone with him and saying, please come to Dallas. I want
Oh,
him or
yeah.
Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan had an amazing run with the Jets defensively.
Now, you have Ron Rivera
I like
being
that
interviewed, which
call.
I think is kind of questionable. You have Zimmer, who's trying to get back into the coaching. Now you have Rex Ryan being interviewed. Not a lot of younger guys, a lot of old school, hit hard kind of guys. Who's your ideal pick? Is it any one of those three?
I don't know. Riverboat Ron had a top 10 defense when he was a defensive coordinator in 2010 with the Chargers.
What did you call him?
Riverboat Ron. He gambles a lot.
Riverboat Ron,
Wait, he
huh?
was at Chargers?
Yeah, he was a defensive coordinator with the Chargers a long time ago, 2010.
Huh.
Hmm.
He had a top 10 defense. All these guys, they're older though. That's the problem. Like defenses have changed.
Yeah. Defense.
You know?
You got to think about how the
Why don't
offense has changed with these
Why don't you call Wade Phillips?
young-minded
You know?
guy. Might as well bring them all out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm shocked you
Yeah.
guys didn't even offer Vrabel an interview. I mean, he is a good guy. I mean, took the freaking Titans to how many consecutive playoff games as a head coach?
But
Yep.
he might not want it. He might not want to be a
Dallas-
DC.
Yeah, but
I
that might
don't
be
think
amazing.
he wants it either, but like honestly, Dallas is such a proud franchise. Like you would almost that'd be I just don't think he wants it either. I
but
really I'm
he-
surprised that he doesn't have a job of all of those coaches just because he is the youngest
I
of those
know.
guys.
I just
Yeah,
think
that-
he puts pressure on Mike McCarthy, though. I mean, everybody would be calling for Vrabel.
Yeah.
Why not Belichick? Why not bring in Belichick? And if
I
wouldn't
McCarthy
want-
goes,
listen,
Same thing.
if McCarthy fails, you can have another Jason Garrett issue where he comes in and takes over to Wade Phillips' job halfway through the season.
Golly,
Belichick
man.
can do that for McCarthy.
Listen,
It would be the same exact thing.
it's-
It's either one of those.
no disrespect to Belichick. Belichick so many wins in that guy. I just don't think I'd want Bill at this point. I mean, he's also asking for a lot. He wants like complete control, and I think that's why he didn't get a lot of interviews.
He doesn't want DC either.
No. All right,
So-
Dad. Trying to move on quick. Who's your ideal defense coordinator out of those three?
Rex Ryan.
Yeah, you like that pick? You would like that pick?
I
for
like
him?
Rex Ryan because he's a Bill Parcells kind of guy. He's not going to take no crap from the players. He's going to come in there and he's going to lay the law, and that's what they need. They need someone that's going to
Yeah.
come in there and be hard on them.
Yeah.
I think that would be my guy. Zimmer, he's too old. I don't want him. Whatever his name is.
Saints, big news for the Saints last week, because everybody that we were going to interview went back to their teams, which was kind of sucky. They were like, never mind, we're just going to go back to our teams. Clint Kubiak was the best option for us before you started hitting like there's no names out there. I'm very excited for him. 2020-21 with the Vikings. The Vikings had a top 5 offense.
Yep.
JJ had an absolutely outstanding year in 2021. Being top 10 in wide receiver yards. Kirk Cousins had over 4,000 yards and over 30 touchdowns. Even in 2020, he had 35 touchdowns, 4th ranked in the offense. So
Yep.
he brings a very good quality skill calls to the Saints. He stepped down a little bit when he went to the 49ers after the Vikings because he was still young in the play calling, learning from Shanahan. In that Shanahan system, like we talked about, the 3-headed coaches that you want to pull from nowadays. And I know it's not official because you can't make a deal yet until after the Super Bowl. But the reasons why like Ross Jackson was saying on his podcast, you shouldn't be worried about that, is Saints are cleaning house for Clinton Kubiak. QB coach went to Buffalo. We fired our offensive line coach, which is amazing because he absolutely sucked last year. We need a wide receivers coach. So Clinton Kubiak is coming into a situation where he can hire a lot of people under his own. And if he does good, he threatens Dennis Allen. But he's coming into a situation where the head coach is a defensive coordinator, where you don't have to worry about dealing with offensive play calls with head coach. I'm excited. He does a lot of play action. Saints did like 300 play action passes last year. The average in the league was like over 600. And Kubiak's one of those guys that does that, involves that, hides the plays very well.
Cookie.
I'm excited. I love
Cook was still playing elite.
I think just some stuff for the Saints. Get Michael Thomas out of there. I'm tired of his drama. He's tweeting like blaming Carr and stuff. And
Send him to Minnesota,
dude. Carr's on this
no.
podcast. He's like, man, like I think what bothers me with Mike is I love Mike, and every time he would tweet something, I'd call him and be like, hey man, like I love you. Like let's talk about it. Don't tweet about it and make us look like a fool. And what I love though is Derek Carr was talking on that podcast. He said, man, the second half of the season, when we start turning things around, one thing me and Demario Davis did is Demario Davis came up to me and was like, let's have breakfast, just me and you, once a week, every day. Once a week, I'm sorry, and talk about how to have unity in this team. And I love that. That's the kind of culture I want. And if you can't get on that train, get out, man. And Michael Thomas, I loved him in 2019 and 20 with Drew Brees. But if you're going to be a cancer to a team, man, just don't be there.
The problem with today's NFL is
Bye-bye.
you can't build a culture because players don't stick around long enough to
No,
develop a culture
no.
in a team. And who was
Nope,
that guy
nope.
that you guys fired? I mean, he went to Denver now. Sean Payton's bringing all of the freaking people
Pete
from the
Carmichael,
Saints
Pete
up to the
Carmichael.
freaking Broncos.
Pete Carmichael, man, absolute trash. I'm thankful for what he's done in the past years, but it was time he got out of there.
Sorry.
You know what's crazy? Since 2020, just 4 football seasons total.
Yep. I know
There
this
have been
guy.
35 NFL head coaching hires.
Crazy.
24 of the 32 teams have changed coaches. Carolina and Houston have changed 3 times since 2000. 7 other teams have had 2 different hires. There was 8 hires this year alone just for head coaches.
Wait,
3 of them were offensive minded. 5 were defensive minded coaches.
Isn't it insane?
And honestly, I feel like to that further point with DC, I don't feel like those guys want to be DCs, but I also feel like teams ownerships now are realizing we don't want to give full control to one individual guy, whether Mike Vrabel wants that or not. But I think Belichick still kind of feels like he does.
Well, it's insane that teams are flipping coaches after year
That's a
one.
lot.
I mean, Kingsbury was locked in with the Raiders. Kingsbury was locked in with the Raiders when they negotiate a contract. He's like, hey, I want a 3-year deal. They're like, we're only giving 2. You can take it or leave it. He's like, all right, well, I'm out. And that's why he went to the Commanders. They don't want to give. They're tired of giving coaches 3 years, and they suck. I mean, but I think Kingsbury would have been a great addition to the Raiders with Antonio Pierce there. But now the Commanders got him.
I tell you what, that's the team that scares me. Give them 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
The Commanders got a good GM now. They got the guy from the 49ers that went over there. They got a great coaching staff. I think they're a quarterback away.
They are a quarterback away. They got the wide receivers, and they could probably draft another running back.
They would
got the number 2 pick.
Potentially. Yep, that's what I was going to say. That they got the number 2 pick. They could trade that up straight up maybe for the number 1 if they really wanted.
They could trade down too and get even more.
Yes,
and still get the quarterback they want. Speaking of the draft ace, we talking about this. Listen, the Kirk Cousins. I don't know if he's staying. I hope he does. He had really good stats last year with the Vikings. Everyone was saying just trade Kirk Cousins.
I keep seeing Bo Nix to Minnesota.
Listen, Ace, there are rumors that the Vikings will trade up in this draft and draft a new quarterback. Are you with that? Are you against that? What are your thoughts for the Minnesota fans out there?
When they say rumors, what round? Because I think
the first round.
Yeah, so they're talking we're not going to have. That's what I guess I was saying that earlier. If you can flip that 10th pick to maybe get in a position where you can grab the 3rd best quarterback before.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who's the McDaniels, the guy out of LSU? I like him.
Yeah, I like him.
I think I said this too. We're not going to have a position this close to the top 10 or be in that position in probably a while. If we keep Cousins anyways, we're going to at least be 500 next year. And then depending on his contract situation. So I think ultimately we re-sign Cousins, whether it's for 2, it seems like he always likes these 2 or 3 year deals, maybe even 3. But we got to sign JJ. So yes, we draft a quarterback, but I think we tell Kirk, hey, you can retire here, but at the end of it, you're sorry, buddy. We got to.
And you guys only have until March 13th, the last NFL day of business, to get his contract figured out. because he's
Yeah,
got a
that's what I was gonna say.
$28.5 million bonus proportion in his fake 2024 to 2027 years. And that remains if they sign him. But if they don't, if they don't sign him, that becomes 28.5 as a salary cap hit this year.
I think the smart move would
Yeah.
would be to bring back Kurt unless they're just like, listen, like we're just gonna move on and hope for the best. I mean, JJ's come out and he's like, listen, Minnesota knows where I want to be, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So
I don't think they would be good without him.
Correct. And not only that, but if you lose him, what does that do to Kirk anyways? Like you're losing arguably the best. I think if you have an opportunity to get up, like maybe trade with the Commanders, or maybe trade with the Patriots, or maybe trade with the Cardinals, or some of those teams that maybe you find out the Cardinals don't want a quarterback. Yeah, then go up there. Because if there's 3 or 4 legit quarterbacks, why not try to take a lunge at one?
I just don't know if a quarterback is the right move. Like if you can get Cousins back, like why not draft like offensive line help or a star running back who is going to be projected in the first round maybe, or some defensive help? I mean, run it back. I mean, who was that rookie receiver you had last year who did good? You know, you have him and JJ, and you still have Osborne. You know,
we need middle linebackers and D line and even O line. I'm always advocating for D line or O line.
That's what I think the Saints are going to do. I'm okay with that.
What would you do if JJ they got the call and said, we'll give you the first pick if you give us JJ?
I don't think you do it. That's generational talent. You don't get rid of it.
Do we keep our top 10? Do we keep our pick this year?
You get the number 1 pick overall, yeah. But the thing is like you're going to sign JJ's. JJ's going to get anywhere from 30 to 35 million a year.
Well, he said, I want to break the bank.
That's crazy. You're going to break the
bank.
He
deserves it, but I mean, you have to be a team player if you want to win Super Bowls.
Correct.
Listen,
you're in a Super Bowl paying one person like that.
We've heard it in interviews that we've had with athletes on this. You're either in it for yourself and the money you can get, which go do it, right? I hope everyone gets the money they deserve, or you're in it to like at some point you're just like, all right, let me take a cut here so that we can win a Super Bowl.
I honestly believe if you get the right coach and you give them free reign, get rid of all these big names, there's enough people on the scrap heap that you can build a playoff team.
I'm sure. I don't know if you'll win the Super Bowl, but you'll be a playoff team.
No, I guarantee you can find young talent between the NFL, the USFL.
You're seeing that. Yep.
I guarantee you can build a playoff team with less money because this is out of control. Like Dallas is screwed too.
Who knew the Chiefs receivers outside of maybe Tony whenever he got traded over there? Who knew
that's drama with him though. Tooney has drama right now. I mean, they're not even playing him.
But I'm just saying he's got no talent there. I mean, he's got young receivers and he's building a great team with them.
Yep.
This league's so crazy right now.
But because of his contract and because of these astronomical contracts, that's how you have to win. You have to be able to pretty much every other position except your marquee, like DeMario Davis, or in this case, Carr to an extent, because he's getting paid a lot of money. QB, you can't afford to pay large contracts everywhere else.
Yeah,
dude, the Cowboys are going to spend over $100 million on 3 players. Your team's
49ers? Done. Yeah. Why do you think Shanahan's a genius? He got Purdy still. He's still got this guy under his rookie contract, so they can get anyone. They can set up their team with so much depth because of the price tag.
Do you think if Purdy wins the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes that they extend him this offseason?
I wouldn't. I'd ride him out on his rookie deal.
Would you, or do you extend him now rather than like? What if he takes you back to the Super Bowl and then like that price gets bigger?
Ty, I'd ride him out.
Yep,
I'd ride him out.
Yep. It's sad.
Why give him almost $60 million? That's where it's going to go.
It's sad, but these people are businessmen and they don't want to lose that right away. If they
we're getting to the point where what I said a couple podcasts way back in the day is you're going to find a new quarterback every 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
you're going to have to.
Hey, so the Vikings do end up trading up. Who is the QB you want? Say they get top 5. Say if they get it. Oh, okay.
No, dude, Drake May. I don't know.
Drake May. See, Drake May is giving me Trubisky vibes.
They got him going to New England.
You know what's shocking though is I was reading.
I just don't know enough about these guys.
I was reading the report the other day on like QBs who were playing well at the Senior Bowl. A lot of the big names weren't playing well. You know who played really well and got a lot of praise though? Spencer Rattler.
Oh yeah, he got the MVP.
Yeah, which is shocking because remember not this past season, but 2 seasons ago. Remember like South Carolina couldn't win, but they were beating all the ranked teams.
Yeah, but his stat line was like 5 of 6 for 65 yards. It was nuts.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Notre Dame quarterback like played terrible. Bo Nix
Bo
hasn't been
Nix.
playing bad. Bo Nix hasn't been playing bad. He had
Michael
a bad start.
Penix had a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, man, I don't.
He got
a
banged
mock
up
draft.
against Michigan.
Dude,
Or
I
not,
saw a
who
mock draft where they have Denver taking JJ McCarthy.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Listen, I
They
don't know.
got Dallas
I would
taking
like
some
that.
kid named Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Some
No
cornerback
way.
named
I don't believe
Kool-Aid
that.
something or other. I'm dead serious.
Oh,
God.
He's
God.
supposedly the best cornerback in the league. In
All right,
college,
guys. Let's do this little carousel before we do our picks. Saquon Barkley, obviously
Come to Dallas.
an interesting career. You know, when he is healthy, he's a great running back, probably top 10 running back in the league. If he stays healthy, New York Giants, I don't know if they'll extend this offseason. He's going to be a free agent. These are 8 teams that the league are saying would be great landing spots for Saquon. So I want to know what team you guys think would be the best one, because I have 2 right now. I'm looking at them like that'd be pretty good. You have the Ravens, you have the Bears, the Bengals, the Cowboys are on this list.
Yeah.
You have the Texans and you have the Vikings. Immediately, my eyes go to Ravens and Texans.
What about KJ Dobbins, though? He's going to come back.
Has he played in the past
I'd
4
love the
years?
Vikes. I would love the Vikes to grab his ass, but I think if the Cowboys can do that, are you kidding me with him and Pollard?
If
Pollard won't be there, Pollard's gone.
They're not going to re-sign Pollard. They got too many guys to re-sign. Listen,
Pollard's
hey,
gone.
if y'all get Kirk Cousins back and get some offensive line help with JJ and Addison and Osborne with a Saquon Barkley in the backfield that rotated with Madison.
Here comes the problem. What's the market for running backs next year?
Well, you saw what the market was last year.
Saquon got 13.
Anywhere from 11 to 15. Yeah. It wasn't a lot. I don't think it's going to be a lot this year either.
But are these guys going to hold out and say, screw it, we're not signing any deals?
Yeah, but does Saquon hold out anymore when he's – does Saquon have –
I don't think
Saquon afford to hold out when he's kind of late in his career now?
Yeah,
he's
and I don't
27.
think it's happened.
Yeah, but running backs don't last long in the league, especially with injuries.
He hasn't played long. He's hurt every year. He hasn't played a full season.
Listen, the Texans, because Pierce has been kind of struggling, did terrible this year, honestly. You have CJ Stroud, you have young receivers, good coach, warm weather. That's a good place to go.
I honestly think
the Cowboys are the best fitted.
Dude, him in a Cowboys uniform sticking it to the Giants, though, would look really
nice. I honestly think it's going to take 12 to 13 million a year to sign a running back. I think Derrick Henry's another one, but Henry's 30.
Would you bring him and Henry?
Would you honestly bring him in for Cowboys? Would you bring him in for the Cowboys?
Saquon?
Yeah.
Dude, I would trade Dak away for Saquon.
Oh, come on, settle down.
I love Saquon as a runner.
He's a hard. He runs downfield, man. That's how he is. The
Bengals mark, 22nd minute mark. Chris says that we trade.
Dude, both Cowboys running backs are free agents.
But you got to bring someone back, right? Yeah. What if you get Zeke back for the league's veteran minimum?
Oh no,
you have him and Saquon.
No, what's Zeke, like 31 years old?
No.
Zeke came in the league the same year as Henry.
Dude, Saquon in the Dallas uniform with the shirt, no sleeve kind of vibe going on he does. Dude, he would look tough.
Dude, I'm over the belly shirt.
Tough.
Come on, what about him or Henry then? Because Henry's out. And
who would you take, Henry or Saquon?
Saquon in a heartbeat. Saquon's only 27 years old.
Man, it's tough. It's tough because Henry's still dominant, though.
Dude, the problem is the Cowboys need a running back. We have these 2 small guys back there that can't get through the holes. We need a power back.
You should You should get Saquon and then draft a young running back in like the late rounds.
Well,
what happened to that? What happened to that guy? What happened to that guy you had that his coaches with? Yeah,
Deuce Vaughn. He's like 4'10".
So Sproles was 4 foot something. Actually, he was like 5'4".
I don't know.
What's a good team on this list? You got 8 teams here. What do you think is the ideal, like realistic team to go to?
Bengals would be intriguing too.
Bengals would be intriguing. They got Joe Mixon though.
And they're around the same age, so it's like, are you really? I could see them. They'd be smarter because they'd probably pay less to keep Mixon there. I don't know what his contract is. Than signing Saquon and drafting. I feel like they draft a running back anyways because they got Pirine.
Yeah,
I think you'd be dumb to go to the Bears. You'd be dumb to go to the Bears.
Not really.
Roshan and Khalil, they got a decent setup.
And that improves. That improves the freaking Bears.
It does.
That's if they get the right quarterback.
Dude, I'm telling you, Fields is that guy.
Dude, I was listening to the
You get Marvin Harrison Jr. and you place him on that team with DJ Moore and Saquon Barkley and a better offensive line.
That's a sick team.
They already got that. Who's that? The tight end they have, Komet or something like that.
That young guy they had last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good.
Cole
Hey,
Kmet.
but here's the thing though, is I was listening to Pat McAfee show and they had that Adam Scheffler guy on, and he's like, listen, there are people in there that are saying that they are gonna most likely trade Fields, which is mind blowing to me.
Oh wow.
That's gonna set them so far back because Caleb Williams is not that guy.
I don't think it's gonna be Caleb Williams
at
either.
USC.
I'm telling you,
Caleb
I
Williams
think
at
gonna set them
USC had a bad season.
I think the Commanders are gonna draft Caleb Williams now that Kingsbury's there.
God,
I
don't
mean,
know.
He coached him.
But you know what?
It's kind of set. I don't know. It's set
Kingsbury,
up maybe.
if you
but
think about it, Kingsbury is literally doing the same thing that he did with Arizona. Remember, he came in before he coached Kyler, or did he coach Kyler? He was like, "Listen, if I was a GM, I'd be coaching Kyler." He goes to the Cardinals. Rosen's out. They draft Kyler. Coaches Caleb Williams. He's back in the league. They got the top 5 pick.
So all I gotta say is it's gonna suck to be a Cowboys fan next year because we're going against our old offensive coordinator Kellen Moore at the Eagles, and we're going against our defensive.
Kellen Moore's with the Eagles.
Yeah, and we're
When
going
did that
against our
happen?
defensive
Dan
coordinator
Quinn.
and our defensive line coach for the freaking Commanders.
When did Kellen
you
Moore go
had-
to the Eagles?
when you had
Right
no
before you got
service in the
married.
DR.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
Jim
yeah.
Jim was like, I don't want you. You get out of here.
Look, I can see Saquon. I don't think the Cowboys are going to spend money on a running back again. I think Saquon. He's probably going to go to the Ravens. They need a running back. They were on the whole
Dude,
freaking
him and Alvin
carousel.
Kamara. Him and
They were
Alvin
on a
Kamara.
carousel all year long with injuries.
With the rate, yeah.
Yo, how about freaking?
I think he wants
OBJ.
the Texans. I think he would go to the Texans if he had to choose.
Dude, Texans would be
Dude.
nice too.
What
CJ
did-
Stroud.
What about OBJ? He is.
How about OBJ?
He looks
He got
toast.
paid. What did he get paid last year? Like what, 15 to 20 million, whatever, and he only had 35 catches all season.
Yeah.
I'm so
something.
glad he didn't end up in Dallas.
I'm shocked
I
they
don't
didn't
know.
beat the Chiefs, man. We didn't get to talk about it because I was on my honeymoon. I'm shocked they
Mm.
played as bad as they did.
I can't believe the Lions lost up 24-7.
Oh,
Dude,
that
so
one
let me tell you
bothers
something. I'm on my
worse.
honeymoon, and it was like the first night we were there. I'm tired. It's like we went to bed at 8:00, which is now we're ahead of the East Coast time. And there's a building next to our room where they were playing the game, dude, and I can hear these fans
Oh,
cheering all
Jesus.
night. And it got real quiet at one point. I was like, oh, thank God, man, I can go to bed. Thinking the Lions won. I woke up the next day. I was like, dude, what? Because they were up 21-7 or something, 27-7.
24-7. The
Yeah,
NFC North
24-7.
blew it. They had 2 opportunities to knock off the 49ers, and they both fell under.
I'm
asses.
honestly, I want the 49ers to win now. I think
I
everyone
know.
is rooting against the Chiefs.
I don't want them to pass the Cowboys in championships.
Listen, Brock Purdy's a good guy. Christian McCaffrey's good. I want to see them win.
Let's jump into it. Let's do our picks.
Let's do our picks. By the way, did you see the way Dan Quinn responded to the media in his interview, which was really cool? He's like, listen, I told those guys, we're probably never going to be back here again. Do I believe that? No. Do I think that? No. But I know how hard it is to win in this league. That's a great coach.
Yeah, I love.
That's from the
his
Sean
message.
Payton tree right there, baby.
His
Let's
message to
ask the
them has
first.
been-
Let's ask the first question on that's on the board right now. Does Andy Reid retire?
If they win,
leading into the Super Bowl. Does Andy Reid retire?
with
say
a
no.
win, maybe. With a loss, no. I'll
I
take
say
it.
with a
I'll take it.
loss.
I'll take it even further. Does Travis Kelce retire if they win the Super Bowl?
I don't know, man. Is this contract up?
I don't know,
Honestly,
but
I think
I've heard whispers.
Reed
How
is
old
running
is he?
it back. Reed is a lifer. Reed's running it back.
Kelsey's
Kelsey's running
Kelsey's
it back.
not that old, but his brother's about to retire. Does he go out with his brother, win the Super Bowl?
No. I think
I don't think
He's-
so
he's
either.
like-
Listen, he looks healthier. He looked healthier
does.
in the
But
playoffs.
for some reason, I was seeing whispers of does Travis Kelce
Oh.
retire with the Super Bowl win? You know
I'm
how
gonna
tight
find out
ends
right
are now,
he's
man.
34 years old.
Their bodies
I
break
don't know.
down.
I honestly think Reed. I don't know why those. I feel like Reed is one of those lifers. And honestly, when you're with a guy with Mahomes, why not try to see as many as you can win while this dude is in his prime? And he's
Yeah, but
if Reed is healthy, do it.
what
you
is
know.
if the Chiefs win, this will be their third Super Bowl win. Why not just be like, you know what? I don't know if we'll
That's
go
kinda-
back, and there's a good chance we will. But why not ride out in the sun? Because
He
you
wants
you
to
always
pass
have
Belichick.
you always have those people that
Yeah,
always
maybe-
want one
maybe
more
he's-
and they don't get it. Like Tom
Yep,
Brady should have
yep.
retired when he won the Super Bowl. Should have retired. Travis Kelce might be thinking, you know what? If I win this Super Bowl, I am retiring knowing that I won a Super Bowl.
I don't
and then
think he
propose to
retires.
Taylor Swift.
He hasn't gotten his real big.
Swift.
He hasn't gotten his big deal yet. He's gonna. I think he has isn't he his contract up?
Yeah, but he didn't have a good year this year though.
Because they
Statistical
double teamed him.
wise.
They double teamed him. They took
Listen, man,
away. It
At
took
some
away
point, your
him.
body hurts, man. At some point, your body hurts. How about Calvin Johnson coming out and saying he had to smoke weed before the games because he couldn't move his
He didn't.
body?
Oh, gee, yeah, now he's got that medicinal company anyways, I think.
Yeah.
So it kind
Listen,
of makes
You know,
sense.
your body can
N-
hurt in the offseason.
the NFC versus
Wh-
the AFC in the Super Bowl. The NFC is up one game. It's 29-28. Somehow the 49ers are the favorites, which I'm a little shocked because Patty Mahomes is. Listen, I can't stand the Chiefs.
They got the better roster.
Patrick Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback that we're going to see in the next 10 years. I mean, he is literally as like he's the Tom Brady of our age, and it's insane that this is like what his fifth Super Bowl he's been into in like the past 10 years. I mean, it's insane. Why can't my team have that? You know what I mean? Like, I hate looking at that, and you're like, why can't my team go to that? Like, there's some teams that die not seeing one Super Bowl, and they've seen like 5.
You know what's the worst stat I heard? The Cowboys and the Commanders, I believe it is, are the freaking longest 2 tender teams now that haven't been to the championship, the NFC Championship. It's been over 30 years.
That surprised me.
It's horrible.
Wowzers.
You know, I hate seeing that the
crazy.
Saints in the NFC, the Saints are second in the NFC for like the most wins in the past 15 years, but ever since Breeze retired, it just sucks. All right, here we go. We have the 49ers versus the Chiefs, guys. There's a lot on the table here. The whole nation is counting against the Chiefs here. I want the 49ers to win really bad.
Nope.
Real bad.
Ooh.
God, I can't cheer for them.
And I think they can win. I think Brock Purdy is very calm in these games. And coming back for the Lions, I mean, that's a lot, you know? They have Christian McCaffrey, they have Ayuk, they have Debo, they have the defense, you know, they have the team. Go win. They have a terrible winning percentage against the Chiefs in the past 5 years, though. So that's against them.
Dude, the Chiefs are pulling a Tampa Bay. They won 2 tough games on the road, man. Beat Baltimore, the number 1 team, the number 1 defense. Went to Buffalo, beat them there.
Both were tough.
I think that both these coaches could be Hall of Fame coaches. Like, I think if Shanahan gets a Super Bowl win here,
Oh yeah,
I think that these are both Hall of Fame coaches.
That
With what he's
Valdez
building.
Scantling or Kadarius Toney are going to be the 2 players that step up and dominate this game.
Dude, Tony's not even playing. They haven't even been playing him. He's
I think
he's talking so much trash against the team because he hasn't been playing.
and they envy. I think the Chiefs love this underdog role. They've beaten, like you said, Chris, those teams and looked pretty efficient doing it for the most part. Whereas the 49ers really looked out of sync in the first half of both of their games to get to this point. So
Pachenko has the possibility of having he has a possibility of having a great game.
Yeah, he does.
Because the linebackers are going to have to focus on Kelsey.
You see how the
that's a good
49ers
point.
were complaining about their practice field because the
UNLV.
NFL reviews these fields, you know, and the Chiefs are getting the practice at the Raiders field, you know, and then the 49ers, they're at this college field that they actually put grass down on top of the turf, and it's like all spongy and stuff, and it's like, it was interesting. Listen, man, this is my pick. This is my pick.
There's got to be something.
I'm taking
Go
the
ahead,
49ers. I want the 49ers to win. I think that they could beat the Chiefs. I think it's gonna be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. I think it's gonna be a battle. And I'm writing it down. Like, you're not changing my mind, right? Like,
Ace, what's the line? What's the line on this
Brock
game?
Purdy is winning this
Is
game.
it 1.5 or 2.5? I think I've seen it at 2.5 most recently. I'll go next. Until I think the Chiefs just got something. I don't know how to explain it, but I could see, they do feel like they're clicking more. And I feel like this, yes, the 49ers can score at will, but if you get down early in the Super Bowl, you don't know how tightened up you're going to get, regardless of how loose you think you can come out and play. But they got the team to frickin' battle back. So I think it is going to be a battle, to your point, Ty, with a bit of a shootout. I like the Chiefs 33, the 49ers 29.
I think it generally
2.5 favor of the 49ers.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see a shootout.
Oh yeah, definitely. It generally breaks my heart knowing that the Saints were going to draft Patrick Mahomes and then that the Chiefs just slid right in front of them. I mean, I could be the guy telling you guys I've seen 5 Super Bowls in the past 10 years. I haven't seen one.
Sean Payton would still freaking be.
I haven't seen one. Sean Payton would probably still be coaching the Saints, honestly.
Look, I honestly think I think Davis and Kansas City's front defensive line is going to put so much pressure on Purdy that he's gonna have trouble.
If that D line does click, it does get scary. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that.
The most important thing is they got to shut down McCaffrey. They can shut down McCaffrey. I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think they have the linebackers to take Kelsey away, but do they have the linebackers to stop Kelsey plus Pachenko?
Oh, come on, Fred. Why
come on. I honestly believe Mahomes is going to have a freaking amazing game. He's probably going to have to run for his life like he did last year.
I think he's going to have 2 picks.
I think he's going to have a great game, and I think Rice is going to be your MVP of the Super Bowl.
If they can block, sure. I like the Chiefs, but this could be one of those Tampa Bay games where the Chiefs lose. Where the defense is playing out of their minds for the 49ers and is able to contain him, and he's just running all over the place, but not been able to find somebody downfield.
But you know how you beat a rush like that? Screen passes, and they do that a lot. They have an amazing talent there. They have some amazing young receivers there. That Watson kid, number 84. They have players that can play this game. Their defense is decent. I mean, they shut Lamar down. So I'm going to say it's Kansas City. You're looking at your new Tom Brady, and I'm going to say that they win in a big way. I'm going to say the same thing as Ace. I'm saying 35-24.
I don't like comparing like players to players. Like I think Tom Brady was the only Tom Brady. He did Tom Brady things. No. I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna set a different bar for the next generation watching him. Like almost forget about Tom Brady because of how many Super Bowls I believe Patrick Mahomes will go to. And
he should have been 6 already.
Which makes sense.
It's kind of insane, man. Like I think it is just honestly you think about our teams, right? The Vikings, the Saints, the Cowboys. We might see 1 Super Bowl our whole lifetime. And they have seen 5 already. Like, how crazy is that?
He's never had a year where he hasn't gone to the AFC Championship.
Isn't that insane? I hate that. I think that's why so many teams hate him. I think that's why so many fans hate him because, like, they're just so jealous. Like, everyone hated the Patriots because they were always going.
They make fun of his dad, bod, but really it's like, dude, I mean, come on.
And his dad got pulled over for another DUI.
Oh,
yeah.
There's just a lot of drama behind him. His brother's annoying. You know,
his wife is becoming annoying. It's just because,
I love that his wife supports.
She's trying to be like Taylor Swift now. She tries to act like Taylor Swift. Knock it off. I don't want to hear that shit. Speaking of Super Bowl, real quick,
I'm the lone wolf here.
This is the most expensive Super Bowl in history. The cheapest seat in the 400 level is $6,839.
BS, man. Shame on the NFL for that.
There's over 3,000 tickets still available as of Wednesday. Prices will go past $10,000 for a single ticket. What were we saying about the suites? $2.8 million for the suites. Travis Kelce's mom said that she doesn't even think she's going to be in the suites because it's just not worth it financially.
Amen.
And you know what? There was a podcast the other day. It was Ocho Cinco and the guy that was with
Shannon Sharp.
And they said that it's a damn shame that the NFL is doing this because blue-collar families can no longer afford to go to the Super Bowl.
Imagine your team goes to the Super Bowl, man. You've never seen it. You want to go. You can't. $6,000? Like, that's insane, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, for me, I got a long time to save up because the Cowboys don't go past the second round anyway.
That's true.
Well, I'm going to start my Cowboys Super Bowl fund right now.
Go fund me. Well, we know Ace needs to get out of here. We're gonna wrap this up. I got the 49ers. Y'all got the Chiefs. We'll see next week who is the ultimate winner of that. I think mine will.
Next week we start hitting baseball and basketball.
Next week, 200th episode. We got some guests lined up, guys. We're excited. We love y'all. Continue to support. We'll see you next time.
Peace.